nigga, are you dumb? Like, are you really stupid? Like, really?
Just in peace, 'cause all of these niggas be on you.
As you guys can tell from the title down below, I have decided that I was going to do a story time about the time I got cheated on. And this is the first and only time, as far as I know of, that I've been cheated on. And yeah, it was a couple months before school started. Oh wait, I forgot to do my, let's get into this. Okay, now let's get to it. So anyways, I got cheated on like a couple months before the school year started. I mean, yeah, so like June or July, it was one of those. So yeah, I got notes and stuff, so I can like go in order, so I don't have to sit here and think about it. Like, I got notes and stuff. So anyways, so this boy, okay, first, if you know who I'm talking about, just because me and them was, okay, so me and them was together for almost like a year and 6 months. We started dating August 16th. We met at work, like our previous work. And so we started talking and stuff like when we was 14. It went all the way up until we 15. We both gonna be 16. Our birthdays both in December. Cool, whatever. So let's go. I'm kind of doing a story time like how we started dating, all this stuff. But anyways, yeah, this story finna kind of be everywhere because it's my first time doing story time. So let's just get into the real details. So before, it was kind of like a little sneaky dating type of thing, just because before this I wasn't allowed to date. Just like I was 14. I mean, I just wasn't. So it was like a little sneaky dating type thing. And so if you want to say a sneaky link, you could say that, but like we wasn't having sex, so it wasn't really a sneaky link, but like we were still sneaking, seeing each other and stuff. Okay. So basically all that stuff happened, and so I got in trouble a couple times. If y'all want to hear those 3 times, like a little hickey situation, that's what actually got us to start dating in the first place, because of that. If y'all want to hear that story time, but that happened, and that's like what made my parents consider me and him to start dating, just because we actually got in trouble before that too for something else, but I don't even remember what it was. But yeah, so yeah, so they knew of him and stuff, and they figured that I could actually like him, and all stuff. So they end up meeting him, his mama, and my parents, and me and him. We went, sat down, and talked about the whole Iki situation. They setting boundaries and stuff for us, you know, little cute couple stuff. They was setting boundaries and stuff for us, and then yeah, so everything was good. Like, he was coming to my soccer games and stuff. He wasn't doing a sport then, so yeah. But anyways, he's coming to my soccer games and stuff. You know, we just had a cool little relationship. All relationships do. So then I got my phone taken for a while. I do remember why. Because we had gotten, me specifically, I got in trouble. But yeah, I got in trouble for something, and so my phone was took for like 2 months. And so I was, within those 2 months, I was telling him like, you don't have to wait on me, like, because for me it's like, if I'm telling you don't have to wait on me, and you're telling me you're going to wait on me, I'm expecting you to do that. Like, if I've given you the opportunity to go out and like do what you please, that's fine. Like, do that, because I'm telling you to, and we've agreed upon that. But the whole time he was like, no, I'm gonna wait for you. Keep in mind, I was finding ways to talk to him while my phone was stuck, which I ended up getting caught with that too. But that don't matter. But yeah, so I'm like, go ahead, go do what you want to do. You know, like, you have that friend who's like, no, I'm gonna wait for you. Da, da, da. By this time, we was together for like a year and some months, and so he's like, no, I'm gonna wait for you. Da, da, da. Cool. Okay, so it came to that conclusion, you know. And me at this time, this is before I developed into the person I am today, which it sounds like that was just not that long ago. What do you mean? But yeah, like, I've grown a lot since then. But then I was like, okay, you know. And so for me, I was still just trying to find ways to, you know, talk to him and stuff. I made that relationship my everything, which don't do that, y'all. That'll never happen again. But yeah, so he was just a really important person to me. And so I just put effort in to talk to him and stuff like that. So during this 1 week, he would like not really respond that often, like as he used to, like he normally do. So like I text him, and then it'd be like 2, 3, 4 hours later, and still no response, you know. So I'm like, and within this time period, I was like really overthinking stuff. I was Like when I like as that person, I'm just like, okay, what's the problem? Did I do something? Like I was such a pleasing type of person. Like I always wanted to please people. So I'm like, did I do something? Like what's up? You know what I'm saying? But then but during this time he had family in town. Okay, now this is the important part. He had a family. He had a friend of a family member. Like his cousin's friend came with them to St. Louis. Okay, so they came to St. Louis or whatever, and he ended up telling me that. And so he was like, if I don't text back, this is why, da da da. But everything was cool, like when they first came, like, you know, he was still replying to all stuff, which I don't see why you couldn't text back. Like, that's no reason for you not to text back. So, okay, so this is when it all happened. So basically, he cheated on me with somebody that was out of town, from out of town. Which, I mean, why would you do that? Y'all can't really have nothing real, but I mean, hey, you do what you do. Do you, boo? Anyways, so all that stuff happened, and they was all cool and stuff. He wouldn't text back for real, and then I end up talking to him that day, like on the actual like the day they left. Then I started talking. He was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, this, that." The night before is the night he cheated, but I didn't know that at this time. So I'm like, "Hey, there." He was acting weird and stuff. Like I could tell he was kind of off. So I'm like, "Did I do something? Like, what's up?" Like, but no, he cheated on me the night before. That's what happened. That's what happened. So then during this time he was like, I have something to tell you. At first I thought he was playing. Like I swear to y'all, I thought he was playing. I wanted him to be playing because it's like mind you, I'm still in trouble because of something we did. No, we did not have sex. I just want to keep in mind, no sex has ever happened. I'm a virgin. Okay, just want to put that out there. So we had got in trouble for something previously. That's why I was in trouble in the first place. And so I couldn't. So when now I tell my parents everything. Then I didn't. So this was my 15-year-old self trying to figure out what to do next, right? Because I still like this boy. Wait, I still haven't told y'all the whole. Okay. We mind. So at this time we talking about it, and he was like, "Oh, I cheated, da 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 da," and then I'm like, "Are you serious?" Like at first I thought it was a joke, so I'm like, I wasn't really that hurt, because I'm like, okay, you know, jokey joke, like tell me you're joking, waiting for the joke. There was no LOL. So he ended up telling me what happened and stuff like that. And always throughout the relationship, I was just like, if something happened, tell me. Like, I will respect you more if you tell me. Don't keep it a secret, and don't have me out here looking stupid. Like, let me know like what it is and what it ain't. You get what I'm saying? So he ended up telling me. Then once I actually started believing him, I'm like, bruh, like this is crazy, because I did everything right in this relationship to get you to stay. You get what I'm saying? So that really taught me stuff, which I'm gonna go into my whole life lessons of what I learned at the end. So I went into the bathroom right after he told me this. I went into the bathroom and I was like, I turned the water on and I shut the door and I started crying. I started crying because, well, obviously because I was hurt. That was my first real relationship. We was together for like a year, and I'm a big person on like my time being wasted, and that I cannot stand. And the fact that I gave him the opportunity to leave before, like you could have done this. Like I gave you the chance to leave without hurting me, like doing this without hurting me. So the fact that you sat here and deliberately disrespected me, that made me angry, and that made me upset. So he did it anyways, you know, still cheated, whatever. So I'm in the bathroom, I'm crying, all such stuff, cool. So by this time, I'm like, I don't want to break up with him just because we've been together so long, but I also don't know what to do because I'm young and I can't really say I'm a forgiving person. Definitely not then. I'm a lot more forgiving now, but then I was not a forgiving person. Like, it was I just could not like forgive and forget, like, no. So, and I couldn't talk to my mom about it because it's like, I'm not supposed to be talking to him anyway. So, no. So, I ended up was like, okay, long story short, at the end of this night, like, while we sit talking, I'm like, so, if this ever happened again, we can't, like, this it, like, don't do it, okay. So I'm giving him a second chance, moral of the story. And so, I was like, but I want to know why you did it. And this, when I tell y'all, I was heated. Like, this just blew my mind, and I was so angry. Like, I'm not finna cry now, but like, I'm so And I was so angry. So I asked him, he was like, I did it because everybody was booed up and I felt lonely. What? What do you mean, nigga? What do you mean? Like that there like really just blew my mind. And I say it blew my mind because bro, my face is turning red like I'm finna cry and my eyes is watering. I'm okay though, I swear to y'all. Like I'm just like thinking back to it just make me so angry. But like he said that, I'm like, nigga, what? That okay, what he did, like the sexual act they did was she gave him head. That's what happened. So I'm like, okay, so how did this happen? Like, you know, now I want to play by play how this happened. So he was telling me he was getting out the shower. She was in his room, and she started rubbing on him or something, and then she just started on him. Like, he was like, it was just 5 seconds, da 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 da. And when I tell y'all, no, I think it's like 30 seconds. I don't really remember how long he said, but it was like, yeah, it was it was like seconds, like 30 seconds, I think. And so I'm like, wow, like you really just ruined the whole year relationship for 30 seconds of pleasure. Like, nigga, are you dumb? Like, are you really stupid? Like, really? And something that made me, like, when he said, like, when I heard about this, it made me think back to a conversation we had previously about cheating. He was like, to be honest, no nigga could resist head. He said that, but he was like, but not me though. And you know, I was young. I was 14 then, and so in my head, I was just like, you know, he said not him. Da da da. He been doing good thus far. Da, you know, being an idiot, being a dummy. And so I'm like, no, he wouldn't do that to me. Da, da, you know, trying to make it seem like I'm different. You know, boys who cheat is boys who cheat. I'm not saying you can't forgive them, but like, no. And pay attention to what they saying, because that right there shit, if I would have left then when he said that, I wouldn't have been in a predicament I was in then or now. So anyways, apparently he couldn't resist that because he let her do it. So after all that stuff happened or whatever, so I know who the girl is. Well, I don't know her, but like I've seen her Instagram. I've seen what she looked like. It, you know, I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say that. I'm a Christian, so I'm not gonna say that. But nigga, you're dumb. Like, that's it. But let me not say that. Let me not bash him, because I told him I forgive him for that, but that don't matter. So long story short, after all this stuff happened, I tried to get back to normal. Like, yeah, I really did. But you have to understand, we're 15 years old. Like, and I couldn't ask my mama for advice because I was supposed to be talking in the first place. So my mama do know now. We end up having a conversation about it, which I'm gonna get back to y'all. I'm gonna tell you about that later. So, long story short, we was basically just trying to get back to normal. Yeah, I forgot all about my notes. Hold on. Let's see if I skipped anything. Okay, so I have to get back to normal, but for me, I just really couldn't do that, because it was just like, that's in the back of my mind, like knowing that you just would do that is ridiculous to me. Definitely with somebody that's out of town that you can't even see, and there was a friend of your cousin's. So even when your cousin do come down here to see you, you can't even, that don't mean every time they gonna come with them. So what was the point? Like, you get what I'm saying? But anyway, so he did that, and so we tried to get back to normal, but I just kept bringing up, like, and he was like, well, you said you forgive me. This also made me mad. He was like, you said you forgive me, but you keep throwing it in my face, so you obviously can't forgive somebody if you're gonna keep throwing it in the face. Moral story, that's basically what he said. And so, you know, and then I kept apologizing for doing it. In the long run, you can't tell anyone how long it should take for them to forgive you. Like, no, none of that. You messed up, not me, you. So I have every right to be angry with you and express my anger. My feelings are not invalid just because you're done and over the situation. Let me go cheat on you and see how you feel, you stupid mother. Like, this is not directed towards him. It's just my anger. It's really messing with me right now. Just thinking about the whole long story, you know what I'm saying? So, anyways, so yeah, so after a while, now we have started school, right? So this is me trying to make it work. We have started school, all that stuff. And I remember this. It was so crazy. So And then I realized, like, yeah, no, this is it. Like, I can't forgive you, or I can't be with you. Like, I just can't. Like, I don't trust you at all. And I have no faith in you. I have no faith in this relationship. I'm not happy with you. Like, that's it. I'm done. Like, that's dead. So then I remember I was the manager of the boys soccer team. Okay, so I was at their soccer practice, which I play soccer too, so I still practice with them and I do drills and stuff with them. It helped polish me, and I don't have to just sit there and watch them play. So I remember we was getting ready. They was getting ready for a game. No, not practice. They was getting ready for a game, and he called me, and I was breaking up with him, like, within the school period. I was breaking up with him. I'm pretty sure I texted him and told him, just because I don't know, call to tell you, like, what? No, just playing. That was wrong, but I should have just called him and told him. But anyways, but during this school period, I was breaking up with him. He was just talking to me, like, he was just telling me, no, don't do this, da da da, like, yeah, just basically asking me not to do it and all this stuff. But my mind was made up, like, if you a girl, you know, like, if it's somebody you really care about, you don't leave right away. Like, you don't just be like, okay, I'm done with you, like, as soon as that. Like, you say forgive them, or you try to be with them, and then you mentally check out. Like, even though you're physically still there, you're mentally fading away from them. Like, I was mentally faded away from them, and by this time I was done. Like, I was just done. Like, there was nothing more you could say to me to make me be with you. You couldn't give me $1 million, tell you would give me $1 million. None of that. Like, that's it. I'm done. And then, so he just talking to me. He was like, but why are you doing this? Da da da. Had his mama call me. It was a lot. So I'm like nothing ever made me change my mind. That was that. I was done with it. That was dead. Fuck my trio. So he was just, going a whole long story, just, asking me not to break up with him and all such stuff. And he was sorry, it was never going to happen again. Basically the same thing when it first happened. Mind you, this is like a month or like a couple weeks after this happened. I'm pretty sure it was like a couple months or like a month. I don't really know. But yeah, so I'm like, no, that's dead. And then I was starting to get angry, like really angry, just because my patience was really low. And him steady asking me or steady calling me or having people call me, that was really making me angry. Like, why are you steady doing this and I don't want to be with you? Like, why would you want to be with somebody that don't want to be with you? And I had every right to not want to be with you. Like, you did what you did. So it ended up, after I started blocking him, like, okay, so I started talking to somebody else. By this time I was allowed to date, like, they didn't really care. So I started talking to somebody else, and he found their Instagram and started texting them and was just saying stuff, like crazy stuff. And then sending them screenshots of old messages and stuff. It's like, okay, that really blew my mind. That started to irritate me, which the boy I was talking to at that time, he didn't care. He was just like, okay, that's old. Like, what would I be mad about that for? And yeah. So then he was still like texting me on like Snapchat and all that sort of stuff. So I started blocking him. So then he started making other Snapchats and all this other stuff. And I mean, it was cute, but at the time, I was angry. Like, it was really making me upset. So long story short, after all this and stuff, he eventually kind of left it alone and stuff, or maybe I just blocked him a whole bunch. But even after I blocked him, he still had other people texting me. But anyways, after that, he had it kind of got deaded for a while. But he still, like, we cool. Like, I don't got no bad blood with him. I don't hate him or nothing. And without that situation, I can honestly say I wouldn't be who I am now. Or, like, I wouldn't have developed the lessons or be able to talk and say the stuff that I say now, just because I know a lot more now. And I'm actually grateful for that situation, to be honest. Like, that really was helpful. It taught me to not do things to have people stay. Taught me to communicate my feelings no matter what, and whoever don't like it don't have to be around me. Like, it just taught me a lot. It really matured me. And it was also to not put happiness into any human if you want stability, just because humans are unpredictable. And it's really not. needed. Like, you can create your own happiness, and nobody should ever have that control or that power over you. And let's see, is that it? I think that's it for this story time, y'all. Hope y'all enjoyed it. It was kind of all over the place because it's my first time doing a story time. I'm sorry. But I hope y'all enjoyed the story time and hope y'all got something out of it. Thank y'all for watching and peace out.